This is a reading of a chapter from the book Rain, prologue. There is a crying going up in waves as far as a voice can carry. A woman desperately pleads for the life of her son. Sacrifice is rearing its ugly head, cruel but necessary to save a life. The process has started to save a life, but nothing is certain until it is. No, please, Kelsey, no. This is my baby. This is our baby. We cannot send him away. Down on her knees, her body is rocking in spasms. She pleads with her husband, and he is also feeling the pressure of giving in to her. He cannot. There is no choice. He bends down where she huddles with her baby. Lindsay, please, we have talked about this over and over. He spreads his large arm and one mechanical arm over her, giving her a soft hug. No, he is all I have. I have nothing without him. I gave birth to him. You did not. He is part of me. Lindsay, please come and sit. We are dying. All the people on this planet are dying. Lindsay is holding her baby as if nothing matters but her son, and to her, at this moment, nothing does. The Karn are destroying our precious air supply. They are taking all that replenishes our air and our soil, killing this planet. There is nothing we can do. They have destroyed us. We have been fighting them for centuries and have lost this war. Our oxygen is depleting. Very little was left. The Karn have slaughtered generations of our people, friends and families, all the things we hold dear. There is nothing left. The ship that circles our globe is where they live. Kelsey is broken. Kelsey, look at him. How will we know he will be okay? The little newborn was squirming in her arms. Kelsey looked at his son. Tears were flowing from this big man. Lindsay reached up with the baby's blanket and wiped his tears. Kelsey held her hand, kissed his wife. He could feel the terror of her uncertain future of their son. She broke away asking, how will he live? How can you be so certain of his welfare, his future? In a soft voice, Kelsey answered, he will be the last of our world, but not of our species. He will be sent to the third planet in our solar system where we have friends. A communication has already been sent and replied to. People will be waiting for him. He will be welcomed into their world as their own. We have no time for either of us to go with him. The capsule will hold only one child. When we send them, is there a chance we could follow after? No, answered Kelsey. We will all be destroyed. We will die, but he will be saving the other 3 planets. There is no other way. The electric rods have been embedded in this planet's surface after the last attempt for peace negotiations failed. Very soon, we will turn on the generators and electrify this planet, killing everything and everyone on it. At the same time, we will launch a photon rocket. This rocket's so fast they won't have a chance to stop it. The bomb will vaporize half their ship. The other half will be blown to bits and will forever circle our planet. This war will be over. Nobody wins, but can we save Rain? He will flourish on the third planet. How long will we wait until we have to send him? Asked Lindsay. We have to send him now, said Kelsey. The Karn are coming. Everybody here is all that is left on this planet. They know we are down and out, defenseless, and we are. But the Karn don't know what's coming finally to them after our sun is launched. The photon rockets and generators will destroy that ship. There will be the end of them and us, but not Rain. Is the capsule ready? Asked Lindsay. Yes. Then let's get on with it while my faith in you is strong. They walked to the room where the capsule was. The whole building wasn't very big, and this room took up most of the space. All of the people left on this planet were in this room. Some of them were working on monitors that hung from the wall. Lindsay noticed a vapor coming from under the capsule. Kelsey explained. This capsule is on a very long chute. Once the rocket fires, they lift the capsule and push it along the chute, gaining tremendous speed. At the end of the chute, the capsule will lift off and travel like a meteor. It will keep gaining speed. The super hard organic shell will protect Rain from anything in space. He will be perfectly safe. The capsule is already programmed to land on the third planet, where they are waiting for him. I have tucked in manuscripts on who we are, where we are from, and what has happened, just in case things don't go as planned. I even told them his name. In the middle of the capsule laid a soft bed, made especially for Rain. Lindsay was shaking so hard she thought she would drop her baby, but Kelsey reached out, gently held his wife. They both held their baby and laid him in his bed. Tears were running down their faces as the baby looked and raised his hands, reaching out for them. Carefully, they covered him in a thermal organic blanket. They then began fastening the tubes to his mouth and nose. These tubes that extended from the front of the capsule are connected to a tank containing green and gold organic material. When the organic material enters the baby's body, it attaches and enters all of his cells. It will create oxygen for him to breathe and protect him from any harm on his short travel to the third planet. Rain was given the last of this material. Lindsay and Kelsey both laid the clear flat fabric across the opening of the shell, singing softly to their baby while tears swept across the shell. They then lifted the capsule's lid and locked it in place. This is the last time they will ever see their child. The reality has sunk in. Both know this has to happen to save his life, the greatest sacrifice a parent could ever make. The remainder of the inhabitants of this planet gathered around the rocket. Everyone here has lost sons, daughters, and other close relatives. All are willing to give up their lives to defeat the Karn for eternity. They all look at the capsule, sad but also glad that at least one of them will survive. They then moved into the safe room where they can see the launch without harm. They ask that Kelsey and Lindsay sit. As they do so, each person lays a hand on Kelsey and Lindsay. A prayer is said to Sanctus Christophorus for a speedy and safe journey. Outside you can hear the Karn coming. The loud screeching that is heard is the same noise everyone has witnessed for generations. The howling and crying of the wind across the ruined planet has been heard at every birth for centuries. Soon that sound will rule forever on this beloved planet. The rockets fire and lift the capsule in the chute. It gains tremendous speed as it sails out into the universe. At that same moment, the photon rocket blasts off, programmed to meet the Karn with a blast that will obliterate their ship. Minutes later, the bunker holding the rockets began to shake. Everyone inside cheered, knowing the Karn were destroyed. As the building shook and the ceiling was collapsing, they threw the switch, turning on the powerful generators and starting the process of electrification, killing all inhabitants of their doomed planet, including the million Karn. In the midst of the falling debris, they all huddled close together, waiting for the end, each thinking of their lost family. Kelsey and Lindsay looked in each other's eyes, knowing their young son was saved. A light flashes at the same second. You could hear the buzz. Everyone was looking at each other, watching what they thought was their end, but wasn't. A second later, they appeared inside of a deck of a very large old spacecraft, falling into a heap on the floor, unconscious. Soon awaking, weak, but trying to stand. They were met by the ship's sailors, who looked like, from what they could see, themselves. They met them all one by one until a man came in and introduced himself as Captain Stan Dipper from the third planet. Captain Stan Dipper said, "As soon as we received your message, we knew we had to try anything to save you. This ship was stored for a century, but as we found out, it has been running the whole time. I have no idea what powers this ship, but as soon as I sat in the captain's chair, I knew how to fly it. Let's get everyone into the belly of the ship and talk about—" "No! Wait! We have sent our son out. He is traveling to your planet," yelled Lindsay. "Didn't you see anything on your monitor showing a small craft?" asked Kelsey. "No," said the captain. "Everything was clear. But I would relax. He probably has already landed." Kelsey was holding Lindsay, trying to reassure her that everything would be okay, but he felt the hopelessness of the situation. His attention was on Lindsay, who, if anything goes badly, will be shattered. Rain was speeding forward, breaking out of the gravitational pull of his home planet as he was hit with a tremendous shockwave from a photon bomb. The program that set his destination was destroyed, sending his capsule off course into the dark void of the universe. His spacecraft entered a massive fog-like tube, tumbling and tumbling until he shot out past a planet named Saturn, light years away from his home.